to first welcome our very special guest, Josh Mathews. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes, Ross, it's a pleasure to talk to you too.
Can hear it in your voice. Josh, we got a lot...
Muted.
Bring us up to speed on what's going on in your world and what we got upcoming this week impact-wise.
Well, we've got this week is a tremendous show that puts us on the doorstep to Crossroads next week. We're all very excited for Crossroads and the matches that you guys are going to see. As I mentioned last week, 5 championships defended in 4 matches, and by the time we're done on Thursday, you guys will know everything that's happening at Crossroads a week from Thursday, including the World Championship match that we already know about. Austin Aries defending the championship against Johnny Impact for the first time ever. Those two go one-on-one, and when you think about the careers that they've had and the places that they've gone, that neither one of them have ever been in the ring with each other is pretty impressive, and it happens for the first time ever at Crossroads for the World Championship next Thursday night on what's quite frankly a jam-packed episode of Impact Crossroads. We're doing our best to get the information out there. As it relates to that show, there'll be a pre-show that we shot earlier this week that will go up on our socials and .com and YouTube probably Monday of next week to get us really geared up. And then you have a great show this week, the show leading up to Crossroads that'll happen this Thursday, March 1st. And so many different things. If you guys have been following along on our socials and at ImpactWrestling.com, you guys can see that there's a lot of things that are happening. Late last night, the Rise promotion, which is in Chicago, those guys are affiliated with Shimmer. We're going to be doing a seminar with them in May in Pittsburgh. That information is available at ImpactWrestling.com. So just great partnerships. There's going to be an announcement coming out this week as it relates to Wrestlecon that I think will surprise, shock, bring up a lot of questions. There's plenty of intrigue that will come from what's going to be announced, hopefully tomorrow. But by the end of the week, I would assume for sure that information will come out, and you guys will, I think it'll make a lot of people say, wow. Internally, it made a lot of people say, wow. And I think as for fans and you guys, experts in the field, you guys are going to say, wow, this is something different, something special, and an opportunity to open up doors and do some different things with Impact in the future. So be on the lookout for that. Most likely tomorrow, Wednesday, getting us geared up for what should be a great Impact Thursday night. We've got some great matches. A story just went on ImpactWrestling.com as it relates to Braxton Sutter's return. Sutter will face Phantasma Thursday night. Tyrus is going to go one-on-one with EC3. So, just some great matches. Eddie and Sammy, a great match that leads to some incredible footage that'll all play out. I feel like I'm talking, last night my wife and I watched The Bachelor Tells All, and they kept talking about what's coming and all the things that are going to happen and never before seen, never before done. That's sort of like what we're doing right now with Impact, but the things that will play out this week, I think you guys will say, oh, wow, that lived up to the hype. So with that said, Wrestlecon, everything on ImpactWrestling.com, all of our events that are coming up, March 23rd and 24th in California. I myself have actually decided to make the trip to Windsor on March 3rd for the one-night-only taping, and then March 4th is the taping for Twitch, which premieres the following Friday, March 9th. So, again, a lot happening. Stay current at ImpactWrestling.com with the events page, and, stay current with all of our socials. So, with that being said, Ross is going to yell at me if I don't hit the VIP for April. Redemption live on pay-per-view April 22nd. Those VIPs will most likely come out next week. If I said last week that they were going to come out this week, they got pushed because of our Wrestlecon announcement that will happen this week, and I think everyone will understand why when that comes out. So with that said, I'll answer some questions for as long as you want me to, Ross.
We got about 5 minutes, and then we will bring in Tyrus, but if anybody has any questions for Josh Mathews, just Josh at this point, we'll open up for some questions for Josh.
Q&A session has started. To ask your question, please press *6. If you'd like to ask a question, please press 1 to add yourself to the queue. Otherwise, your request has been received.
Josh wanted to ask you what you thought of the recent Gorilla Position feature that talks about Ross Foreman actually and how much longer he's been in the wrestling business and basically how much more he knows than you. I think it mentioned that he dresses better than you as well.
Well, that's a new question. Sure, I'll give that about.
By the way, who is this?
It's not important.
Okay. Just so you know, Josh, this is not me actually chiming in on that, but go ahead.
Well, that's the gentleman who spoke up last week, right?
Indeed, it is.
Ah.
Yes, I think he's very excited about the rivalry between Ross and myself.
Got to get it booked for redemption, right?
I think Ross and what he does. Ross does a lot. He helps in areas that we certainly need it. The team has become more robust, and having someone like Ross involved helps. These teleconferences every week are great. I've told Ross my thoughts on them. I'll keep those between Ross and I, and that will do that for that question. Next
question. All I will say about Josh, he's wonderful to work with, and I look forward to April in Orlando. He's buying dinner.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Harry Kettle from Sportskeeda. Josh, as Impact continues to grow as a brand, are there any major markets or countries that you're looking to break into that you kind of haven't already explored at great length?
Well, I think through GWN and through Twitch, that opens up everything to a whole new world. I mean, because you have to think about, are you talking about television rights and contracts? Or are you talking about digital? And we don't have enough time on this call here to get into, those two different conversations. Through GWN and through Twitch, and Ron Fighting in Germany and Pluto, our Pluto channel, I mean, we're available everywhere. It's hard not to get your hands on Impact in 2018. And I know that I was quoted a couple of weeks ago in saying that more people watch, the on-demand services in the United Kingdom than watch Spike, the 5 Spike airing. My point in saying that was that you can watch it at your leisure. You can watch Impact when you want to. So even though that premiere on 5 Spike in the UK got pushed back a little later, you don't have to be beholden to the scheduling of a network. You can wake up on Saturday and you can watch that show whenever you feel like it. So I think that television has changed, and through our efforts with GWN, Twitch, Pluto, Ron Fighting, it's really hard not to see Impact in 2018, not to mention our YouTube channel.
Josh, this is Harry from Pro Wrestling 247 NBC Sports Radio. Curious to find out your thoughts on the change in pay-per-views moving forward under the tutelage of Don Callis and Scott D'Amore. Is this going to be a benefit for Impact, or will it hold back the company?
I don't understand the question. Can you phrase that again?
The pay-per-views have changed. We now have Redemption coming up in April, and it looks like the old TNA era pay-per-views are going to be done away with, and we're going to get some new pay-per-views. They're actually pay-per-views coming out of Impact. Is this going to be a benefit to the company, or do you think that things like Slammiversary and Bound for Glory are going to still be here? Will those go the way of the dinosaurs also?
Well, I think pay-per-view itself is a dated model. To use your phrase, dinosaur, it's tough to use. I mean, because Bound for Glory and Slammiversary are legacies. So I wouldn't call them dinosaurs. I would say that they are cornerstones of Impact Wrestling. And I think that Slammiversary and Bound for Glory are names that have equity. I like Redemption. I think it's a cool name. I like the look for it. Just because it's not called Lockdown. I think that you still have an April traditional pay-per-view. Then you have Slammiversary, you have Bound for Glory. Then you have themed episodes of Impact. Themed shows like Crossroads. I think we'll see more of the. Sorry, well, Ross, what was that?
I don't know. We're going to move on with one final question for you, Josh.
Okay.
Hey, Josh, this is Big Ray for OneWrestling.com. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Now, with the whole GWN, my question to you simply is, what's the next evolution with the Global Wrestling Network? I think we spoke about this when the GWN first came out, and I've been curious to see whether you guys were going to now start facilitating or having pay-per-views on the GWN exclusively, or will you continue using the older pay-per-view system? Thank you, Josh.
Sure, it's a great question, and I'm sure it's being explored as to, how quickly, if not live, can we get pay-per-views on GWN, and that would probably go a great way in helping people see those pay-per-views. But I think, to me, it's feeding the beast. It's getting original programming. It's getting new content. You guys saw that when we announced the Twitch partnership that there'll be some original programs on there. So I think there's no shortage of opportunities in what you can do across all these platforms. I know that people are very excited internally. Our people are very excited about the things that we can do with GWN, the legacy content that you guys can see on GWN, everything that'll be coming to GWN in the very near future. And then you have, the ideas of original programming and what that looks like, and putting a spotlight really on our stars and learning who these people are inside and outside of the ring. I think one of my most favorite features that we have every week is Around the Ring, because it's a 6-minute interview where you get to learn about our guys. We don't have all the real estate in the world so you guys can learn who these characters are and get the characters over so you guys can, empathize, sympathize, hate, loathe, like, love, all those emotions from our characters. So that's to me, personally, I think that's first and foremost. I'll let the executives decide how they're going to roll out the getting pay-per-views on GWN, how long that delay is, and all of those details.
Thank you.
And with that, Josh, we will say thank you to you.